Hello, Gospel Community Leaders. Pastor Paul Bokel here with this week's Gospel Community Coaching, Leaders Coaching. Listen, I'm on a different computer today. I'm in my office, sort of, kind of, whatever you want to call this room up here at the Orpheum. I have the printout here so I can show you some of this stuff, but because of the computer I'm on, I can't really pull the PDF up and do a screenshot of it, so you'll just have to bear with me. But you'll be able to open this up, obviously, just like every week on the city. So this is week 2. I already see that it says week 1 on there, but I'm going to fix that. Salvation at sea, by God, through God, and to God. And so another great week of discussion centered around the sovereignty of God and the salvation of people, plus our responsibility to go and proclaim the gospel to others. So the main thing this week is going to be we rest in God's sovereign power in the work of salvation as we join Him in the work by proclaiming the gospel. So there's the same stuff you see every single week. A couple things I want to draw your attention to. There's 2 appendix at the end, Appendix A and Appendix B. Appendix A addresses question 1. Question 1 simply is, what was your gut reaction to the illustration given at the beginning of the sermon? And that illustration is listed in Appendix A. You can read it to the group if there were people in your group who weren't there on Sunday morning, or if you missed it, you can read it there as well, so that helps you have a context for that question, or even lead into that question if you have a lot of people in your group who weren't there for the sermon. And then Appendix B, that speaks into question 4. Question 4, which is about the atonement. Okay, and so the first 2 links, and I'm going to include them here on the city as well, concerning the atonement, are just general theological explanation about the atonement. God, or Jesus absorbing all the righteous wrath of God on our behalf, in our place, to satisfy the wrath of God, so that that is poured out on Jesus instead of on us as believers. Okay, so that's what we want to go to. We want to celebrate what God has done through Jesus, the atoning work of Jesus on the cross, to absorb the wrath of God, to remove the wrath of God from us. Just like Jonah was cast into the sea, and when he was cast into the sea, the waters were made calm. This reminds us that when Jesus died on the cross, He satisfied the wrath of God. We also talked about pointing back to the scapegoat of Leviticus. Those passages are there to read in this study guide, where all the sins of the Israelites were placed ceremoniously on that goat by the laying on of hands, and then that goat was chased out into the wilderness, removing the wrath of God against the sin of those people. That's where we want to go with this. Now, there is a chance, okay? There is a chance that someone in your group is going to bring up the issue of limited versus unlimited atonement. We do not want to bring this up on our own. We don't want to talk about this if we don't have to. We're not scared to talk about this issue, but it will distract from the overall direction that we're headed with the Gospel Community Group. However, if the discussion does arise, there's some links below that will help you be equipped to answer those questions. Again, we don't want to run from this question. If it comes up, then we believe that is directed, Lord willing, by the Spirit of God, or at least God's going to be able to redeem that discussion and helping to clarify what those 2 viewpoints are. However, I want to remind you, this is an open-handed subject at Redemption Church. I believe in limited atonement. I'm a 5-point Calvinist. However, that is not required for membership at Redemption Church. It's not even required for eldership at Redemption Church. Even the Acts 29 network holds that issue in an open hand. The L in TULIP, for those of you who are well versed in Calvinism, that's held with an open hand. So below you'll see some resources for how to discuss that. Do not let that turn into a debate. We do not want to be divisive about this. We do not want to debate it. So if things start to get out of hand, just shut it down graciously and lovingly and say we're going to move on to the next question. So I just want you to be warned about that. I want you to have resources available just in case. If something starts to turn into a debate, just tell the people that you're going to resource them with further information on the issues here, and move on to the next question. So I think that should do it. Okay, there's a couple books recommended here as well that are new this week, so take note of that. Death by Love by Mark Driscoll, The Cross of Christ by John Stott has a small portion on atonement, and then Death of Death by John Owen. So those are good books that speak into the doctrine of the atonement. So have a great week. If you have any questions or any concerns or anything, just let me know. Thank you so very much.